Hi and welcome back to another video. So today I'm bringing you a retro classic. It's the 3310 3G from Nokia, a reinvented classic for the new age. So I think what we need to do is unbox it and take a look at how this works and does it perform as well as the original. So let's take a look at what we actually get within the box itself. So Nokia actually originally released the original 3310 in September 2000, and I think most people who will remember the original will remember the reason why it was so successful back then. You couldn't move without seeing somebody with one of these devices attached to their hands. And it wasn't because of the wonderful T9 keyboard of when it first came out, being able to text so quickly. It was about the game. It was about Snake. And luckily enough, it does come with Snake, but there is a slight difference, and I'll show you that in the video later on. So this actual device is quite powerful when it comes to battery life. The battery actually lasts 6.5 hours in continuous talk time, and up to about 12 days with just its battery. So again, in standby, 12 days of being able to have one of these on a actual, again, this is not really a smartphone, it's more of a feature phone. So it enables you to do basic things on the internet. It allows you to be able to surf the web, it allows you to go onto Facebook and Twitter and some additional applications, but it's not a smartphone, so it's not going to have all them rich features that you get from the alternative devices, the higher end Nokia 8s, the iPhones, the Android devices, things like that. So the additional ones that we've got in the box here, we've got the power cable, and again the change in this actual device compared to the original, they had a barrel sort of charger that you popped in. We've actually updated and we've gone micro USB, so again really handy from there, and it's got a nice little slimline charger, so that's quite nice. Also as well in the box what we get is we get the battery, and again removable battery, so again you're going to be able to pop this in, and if this battery needs replacing at any point in time, you can replace that without having to worry about taking it off to the manufacturer and getting them to replace it for themselves. We also as well have in the box a start guide, quick guide, but also as well any of the details on how to actually use the device and warranty details too. So that's everything that we get in the box, apart from the last piece, which is just some stereo headphones. And again, this does come with a headphone jack, compared to quite a lot of smartphones nowadays who are doing away with the actual headphone jack. This does come with the ability to plug in some of the supplied headphones, or pop in your own ones that you may have already. So let's pop in the battery and let's turn the device on. So like I say, it's a very simple phone, it's a feature phone, it doesn't take too much to be able to use these devices, and they are giving a bit of a classic revival to the old days of when devices were more simpler, but also as well they lasted so long. So again, what we get with this is the ability to plug in a standard SIM card into the back of the phone, just inside this case here. We also as well have the ability to plug in a micro SD card to allow us to put things like music and movies on it as well. So it's really handy for people who are going to places like festivals, whereby a lengthy battery is extremely handy, and being able to have that basic contact via the internet to things like Twitter and Facebook, but without having to carry very expensive phones or multiple battery packs. You've got a device that can pretty much go anywhere, give you 3G connectivity, and be able to access the additional functions that you need while you're out and about. So again, it's pretty much the exact same as the original classic. So again, you've got a T9 keyboard on the front, you've got the standard buttons. It's a little bit bigger on the screen, and the screen is a little bit better quality. It's also as well in colour. Now again, it was more of a green screen previous, dot matrix sort of screen. Again, the classic sound's already there. And again, this is just basically reinventing what was the amazing original of the 3310. So when you put this up against some of the other phones out there on the market, size-wise, what we've got is we've got the iPhone 10, and again, it fits quite nicely against that size-wise. We also as well have things like maybe the Samsung Galaxy S9 or S8 Plus. And again, it's nicely sized, it fits perfectly in your sort of pocket. And again, other alternatives of the Nokia market, they're the sort of big flagship models. You know, it does sit nicely against them. Again, it's very, very lightweight. It's going to give you plenty of battery time and be able to go out on the road and still have the functionality of being able to, again, you can see on the back here, have a 2 megapixel camera to take them photos. But again, giving you all that feature rich things that you need, like your calls and your texts and basic internet services, but as well your standard cameras too. So let's take a look at some of the applications and things that actually come on the phone and how it works. And then what we'll do is we'll go into the summary. So this is the device itself. It's very, very simple to use, very easy to configure. All we need to do is just pop in our battery. We can pop in our SIM card in here, and we've got a micro SD card slot too. It's going to allow us to be able to expand the actual memory itself to 32 gigabytes. So again, if you've got basically some MP3s, some music you want to play, you can put it all through onto there too. So making it very flexible and feasible for yourself if you're traveling, or whether or not you're just out with friends and wanting to listen to some music. So again, it's very, very similar to the original. It's using a T9 keyboard to basically type and text. And we've also as well got the shortcuts, very similar in the same original device. So we unlock in the same manner. All we do is just unlock and then the star key, and then we get to the main menu. So if you just press this back button, this hang up button, it takes you back to the main locked area. So what we've got is we've got things like call history, again making it very easy for you to be able to go back and see who you've called. We've got contacts, we've got the gallery. Again, this has got a 2 megapixel camera on here, so it's very easy to take a photo, and it's just using this camera on the back here. It doesn't have a front facing camera, so again, to take selfies you're going to have to set it on the timer and turn it around, or just feel for the actual main button on the front and take a photo. Again, old school style, I would say. So what we also as well, I'm going to skip that little one button there and we'll come back to that in a second, but we have on here a version of Opera web browser. This will allow us to be able to actually surf the internet and be able to actually consume services and web pages, but they need to be very basic. So you're not going to be looking to do all your Amazon shopping on here or go surfing around on YouTube and things like this. It's going to be basic internet services. It's not really designed to spend a lot of time on the internet. It's about trying to utilize it in the quickest way possible. So what we also as well have on here is we've got messaging. So again, like I say, it's a T9 keyboard. So anybody who hasn't really used a sort of type to text and basically been using auto text on your Androids or iOS Apple devices, it is totally different. So if I go in here and type a message, hello is multiple taps. So 4433 555 wait 555 wait 666, and then you get hello. And it's so difficult going back to a T9 keyboard, but something feels just so strange yet so nice and satisfying. It's a very strange way to type, going now backwards in time, but I really do think that if you do enjoy technology, it's nice just to go back to the old school sometimes, be able to have that sort of detox. Again, if you're wanting to just use something very quickly, this is a really nice way of being able to have access to text, but also as well have the ability to have calling functions and the other applications that it's got too, but in a device that doesn't cost the earth, and you don't need to worry too much if it falls on the floor. Also as well, we have a mobile store, so again you can purchase additional applications here. We also as well have the camera, and again we'll just quickly show you taking a photo. So there is a photo of the glass, and as well it allows us to be able to take video too. So I'll overlay some of that footage on there. And again, it's very, very simple, it's very basic, it's not going to be something that you're going to be wanting to put up on YouTube. It's only for a little bit of documentation. You know, this could be kept in the car glove box, and if it's an emergency, whether you've had a little bump or something, this could be perfect in regards to taking a little bit of footage for that. We also as well have things like Facebook. Again, it's very, very light Facebook. Don't be expecting to be able to do all the things that you currently do on the web or on your smartphone, but it does allow you to keep in touch with friends and family. We also as well have the radio, and this comes with an FM radio. Again, this will utilise the actual stereo headset as the aerial itself, so plug this in and this will give you the ability to get the FM radio just in the same manner as the original device. We also as well have Twitter. It's just the basic function of Twitter, so again, you're not going to be doing too much on here. This will just give you the access to get pretty much onto a basic web version of actual Twitter itself. We have music, which will allow you to be able to put on here all your different types of music that you've got, but on a micro SD card and in MP3 format. We also as well have videos, and again this will show up, and again you can see the video that I've just taken there. And we have settings, which are going to allow you to do things like actually change the call settings, the backlights, the security, our connectivity like Bluetooth, whether or not you want to pair it up to a car kit, things like that. And again, you can look at the different apps that are installed and make some changes. We also have an alarm clock and the wonderful noises that come from that, and all the original ones. Very, very similar, very simple to do. And again, you can just change the different types of music, and again you can choose that from MP3s as well if you want. We also as well have little extras, so again countdown timers. We also as well have a torch, and if you look just above on here, that's exactly where the torch is. So if I turn that on, and there we go. It's a lovely little torch. I would say it's quite a powerful torch. They've used a really nice high powered LED on there, which I did not expect, to be honest. And we can also as well turn on the front display too. So if you don't want it to be too intense, we'll just press this button here and it changes the whole front of the device into a torch too. And we've got a converter in there too, just as standard. We've got a calculator and the calendar. And then we're back to things like files. So again, you can check on what's on the phone memory. Phone memory is only 32 megs, so don't expect too much out of this. If you're only wanting to store contacts or just things for messaging, then great, the odd occasional snap at 2 megs. But remember, you're only going to get a very minimal amount of storage on here. We can also as well use a voice recorder, so I can take voice, so I can go, hello, my name is Henry, I'm recording for the 3310 review. And again, very, very simple. But again, it's just going to allow you to be able to replay things and just listen to anything that you might need. Hello, my name is Henry. I'm recording for the 3310 review. So again, very, very basic. The actual speaker on here is quite low. It doesn't really push out much actual sound itself, but it does give you the ability to listen to music and replay things like the voice recorder. We also as well have things like counters. We have a couple of additional games, and we've got basically a shortcut to Torch there. And there's a couple of additional games down here too. And you can actually buy some more games, but again, you're going to need to put in the storage card to ensure that you've got enough space. So the original one, which I'll come back to, is Snake, and I'm sure that there's a few people wanting to see exactly what it's turned out to be. Now, like I said earlier on in the video, it is not actually the actual original, which is a real shame. It would have been nice to have seen the original Snake here. And this just basically is quite a nice little one. I wouldn't say it's too bad. It's just nice to play. So, all I need to do is just basically go round. If nobody's seen this before, all you do is go round, get your little cherries, make the snake bigger, and if you struggle and go back on yourself too much, you end up dying. Start again. Now, what I would say is the fact that it's nice to have Snake back again. Would I buy the phone for it just for Snake? Definitely not. Again, it's a lovely little classic, but it's not really worth it just for the phone. I would say that the phone for me is really nice in the fact that this will allow me to get something that's got a lot of power when it comes to battery life, but it's going to allow me to put it in the glove box, keep it for an emergency. But I would say that there are plenty of other options. Like I say, you know, if you don't want the ability to have a full smartphone, but you want to be able to have basic internet connectivity, maybe it might just be that you're only just starting out on Facebook, but you don't want a very expensive phone. Maybe it might just be a case of that you've got some friends that you want to stay in contact via text. but you don't want to have to spend all that money on a very expensive smartphone or laptop or desktop. This just allows you to be able to do all of them things in a very basic way, but productively, and at a low price too. So that is Snake. I've died once again, so I think what we need to do is go back into a wrap up and see what I thought about the Nokia 3310 3G. So the Nokia 3310 3G, a reinvented classic for the new age. Whether or not you just want a feature phone that gives you basic services such as calls, texts and some access to the internet, or whether or not you're just a digital millennial looking for some digital detox away from the smartphone technology world. It gives you absolutely everything you could ever want from something very small that lasts long, but also as well is a hark back to the old days. I've really enjoyed taking a look at the 3310 3G. It's been really nice to sort of see how Nokia have reinvented the original classic, because I remember having the original one and spending a lot of time playing on Snake and so on. So it's been really nice to see what they've done with it. Obviously there are little niggles with it, the niggles being the fact that, you know, the camera is very basic. Snake is not what it used to be. I don't know why they just didn't put the original one on there. I can see what they've tried to do and sort of appeal to the new generation of crowd who are looking for more graphical functional games. But we all know that Snake is Snake and it should never be messed with. But hopefully one day it'll come back as the original classic. So I've really enjoyed trying these for a day at a time, trying to detox away from my smartphone, away from my iPhones or my Android devices. And it's actually been quite nice just to have something light in my pocket that, you know, I can drop and I don't have to worry about it breaking. You know, it's not all glass based, it's plastic, it's a nice rubberized feel. Again, it's super quick to charge, it lasts forever, but also as well, you know, it gives me all the basic needs that I need when I'm out on the road, or whether I just keep this in my glove box and it's there in a case of emergencies. So all in all, I've really enjoyed the 3310 3G. If you're looking for something that fits them needs, then go ahead and take a look in the links in the description box down below. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please click that like button. If you've got any questions whatsoever about the reinvented 3310 3G from Nokia or the original classic, please pop them in the comment section down below and I'll be more than happy to answer. If you want to stay tuned for more videos, please click that subscribe button with notification bell. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.